Can you go deeper on this AI endgame? Because I think it's important that people understand how that happens. You know, you recall in 2020, AI was not a word people were using regularly. They didn't see evidence of it. They didn't really see the possibilities of it. Now they do. But how does that also relate back to vaccines, viruses,
Right.
all those other pieces? Because we're starting to hear chatter of that again. And when you mentioned this a bit in 2020, I think I did, and a lot of people found it hard to connect the dots. Now that I can see what AI is, and maybe I can see this final transhumanism state you talk about, maybe I'm starting to understand where you were going.
Yeah, well, I mean, how long you got, Brian? I could talk at enormous length about this, and I write about it at length in the reveal. First of all, when we chatted in April 2020, I said, there is no virus. And at that time, and notice, immediately deleted from everywhere, right?
Yep.
Because as long as you believe there is a virus, they don't care if you believe it came out of a wet market in bloody Wuhan or whether it was a bioweapon. As long as you believe in a virus, there's a problem to deal with, right? There isn't. And, you know, I hold my hand up to a guy called Dr. Kaufman, Dr. Andrew Kaufman, who saw this very early. And very, very few of us actually went public with it. But more and more people now are starting to realize there's a few questions. And, you know, I don't want to have a go at Alex Jones, because, like I say, I've got respect for what he's done. But I saw a clip the other day in which he's saying, okay, there was a virus, it was a bioweapon, and to get the vaccine into people, which is what I said in April 2020, of course. And it's because we've had people have had the vaccine, it means the virus has broken out into all these different variants, right? And so what that's doing, and I did post something on the internet to this effect, it's setting up the next one. I'm not saying for a second he's doing it on purpose, but he's setting up that belief system is setting up the next one, because there is a problem, right? However you think about the virus. But, you know, my point in April 2020 was, okay, look, where is the virus? Because, first of all, the cases, where did the cases come from? Oh, we've got a case of COVID. All right. How do you know? Well, it's the PCR test. Well, the creator of the PCR test, Kerry Mullis, an American biochemist who died not long before this kicked off, and he would have been had a megaphone if he'd still been alive, because he said that his test cannot be used to tell if someone is sick. And then suddenly they use the PCR test to tell you if they're sick. And I go into in the books, and we've talked in these chats about how they do that, how they've manipulated the test to make it appear as if it's giving a positive for COVID when it's not giving a positive for COVID at all. So they got their cases through PCR tests and other tests that are equally bloody useless and manipulative. And then the deaths. Okay, when was the last time you had a quote disease where if you tested positive for it with a test not testing for it, which is what the PCR wasn't doing, it wasn't testing for it at all, that once you tested positive with a test not testing for it, if you die of any other cause, knocked down in the street, falling down the stairs, whatever, within 28 days, sometimes longer, COVID-19 goes on your death certificate. What? So that's where all the deaths come from with that scam. And then, and this is well documented, they said when COVID came out, it's got flu-like symptoms. Okay, so guess what disappeared worldwide overnight virtually? Cases of flu. And what they were doing was redesignating flu as COVID-19. They were redesignating other respiratory diseases as COVID-19. They were insisting, as Fauci did in America, that a drug called remdesivir was given to people who tested positive with a test not testing for the virus. And remdesivir was known to cause multiple organ failure, not least the kidneys, which led to a buildup in the abdominal cavity of fluid, which caused respiratory consequences, and COVID-19 went on the death certificate. Wherever you look, the whole COVID scam, how can you pay, for instance, American hospitals $4,600 for diagnosing pneumonia, $13,000 for diagnosing COVID-19 pneumonia, and $39,000 for everyone you put on a respirator. What do you call them? The lung thing.
Not respirators. No,
not respirator. People watching will know what I'm talking about. That you would get $39,000 for putting them on one of those machines, which would almost certainly kill them.
Yeah.
Right? Why are you paying hospitals to encourage the diagnosis? You put all these things together and so many other things, Brian, that I do in the book, particularly one called The Answer about the whole COVID scam. And I asked the question, where was the bloody virus? And if you look at it, to control something, it's much better not to have it in fact, but to have the illusion of it, the perception of it, because then you completely control it. Oh, we found a new variant. We mean a variant of something that doesn't exist. So suddenly, like I say, they don't care as long as you believe in the in the existence of a virus. They don't care if you think it's a bioweaponry, a natural thing, as long as you believe in it, because there's a problem. Once you realize there never has been a freaking COVID virus, suddenly all the variants disappear, because you can't have a variant something doesn't exist, and so on. And as I said at the time in our chats, the whole point of the illusion of the COVID virus was to get people to have the COVID jab.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.